Good day, everyone. So today we're going to discuss our topic regarding the cellular reproduction, specifically in mitosis. So realize that when we talk about mitosis, this is known as a cell division, wherein the cell actively divides. No, realize also that cell needs to divide for the specific species to perform its specific function. So the ability of organisms to produce more of their own kind distinguishes living thing from non-living thing. So earlier in our discussion about the characteristics of life or unifying themes about life, all living things need to undergo reproduction, particularly in the cellular level. Realize that cell do divide to perform a specific function. The continuity of life is based on the reproduction of cell, and we call it cell division. Those cells that do not reproduce, or those organisms that fail to reproduce, will cease to exist, hence they will become extinct if they do not undergo cell division. So it is important for you to realize that from cellular level, all living organism must divide itself. In unicellular organism, division of one cell reproduce the entire organism because they are only in cellular level based on the hierarchy. But in multicellular organism, like eukaryotes, for example, as humans and also plants, no, we are multicellular in nature, meaning we are composed of more than one cell, no, and we traverse from cellular level to tissue level to organ system level, hanggang organism level. So realize that we also do undergo cell division. So the primary reason why we do cell division is number one, to develop and form a fertilized egg, no? In cell division, specifically in meiosis or formation of sex cell, or tinatawag din nating gametes, realize that cell division is very essential for female species to have their own egg cell. Same with the male naman, no? This process is called spermatogenesis, no? Wherein the sperm is being produced in the testis of the male. Essential to for life to proliferate or continue, no? Second is the growth. Realize that the lengthening of the hair, the lengthening of our fingernails is caused by cell division. In cellular level, there are one parent cell that reproduce and produce two identical daughter cell in a process called mitosis, and that is the very reason why we have our hair and also finger nails lengthen, no? Padami sila ng padami, no? Ang kanilang growth ay makita based on the number of cell that divide on specific area for the different species. Next one is for repair, no? Also, you have to realize that cell division is very essential for the growth and repair of the different species, specifically the cellular eukaryotic species. In humans, for example, nagkaroon tayo ng wound, no? Or sugat sa ating kamay, no? For example, na hiwa ng kutsilyo, no? Trigger warning for example. Hiwa ng kutsilyo ang ating mga daliri. Realize that in cellular level, what happened, no? Nakat yung ating epidermis. Nakat yung ating cell sa ating skin, makikita sa ating epidermis. Therefore, what happened, no? Bleeding continues, no? And there will come a time that the bleeding stop with the help of our platelets, no? And other blood cells that go to the site. But after the platelets stop the bleeding and form or coagulate in the site, realize that the skin in that part or in the area where there is a wound will need or needs to undergo cell division so that our body maintain homeostasis, no? It is empirical to think that the cell in the skin wherein it is cut needs to undergo cell division para hindi magkaroon ng excessive bleeding, no? But if we do have excessive bleeding, that cannot be beneficial in maintaining homeostasis because continuous ang pagdudugo ng ating sugat. Cell division is an integral part of cell cycle in a cell cycle because the life of a cell forms in the cell division itself, no? From multicellular to unicellular, from prokaryotic to eukaryotic, no, nagkakaroon dapat ng cell division, no? Most especially in eukaryotic cell. Yan. So, realize, no, also because we have discussed this in our parts and function of the cell, the very reason why the cell multiply is for proliferation, no, or for maintaining the life itself. And in cell, there are nucleus, particularly in eukaryotic cell, wherein DNA is located, no? All the DNA in a cell constitute the cell's genome. So the genetic instruction in eukaryotic cell is contained within the DNA, or sorry, contained within the nucleus. The DNA molecule in a cell are packed into chromosome, no? Eukaryotic chromosome consists of chromatin, no? A complex form of DNA and protein that condense during cell division. No, yung ating DNA inside the nucleus, there will come a time that it will condense or it will fuse together or magdidikit-dikit ito in preparation for the cell division. There are protein known as histones, Histone, that helps in the formation of the chromosome, no? Every eukaryotic species has a characteristic number of chromosome in each cell nucleus. So for example, in human, we have 23 pairs of chromosome. So overall, we have 46. 23 come from our mother and 23 comes from our father. No? In the discussion of cell division, particularly in mitosis and meiosis, we will focus on two terms, no, that we will most oftenly use. When we talk about mitosis, we are referring to somatic cell. No, all of the cells that can be located and found inside our body is known as somatic cell, except those cells that are reproductive in nature. Ulitin natin na, by definition, somatic cell are all non-reproductive cell and they have two sets of chromosomes. No? So if I'm going to give an example of the somatic cell, no, skin cell is a somatic cell because it is a non-reproductive cell. No, next one, we also have gametes. No, gametes are also known as sex cell, and there are only two types of sex cell or gametes that can be located in eukaryotic organism, particularly the sperm cell, which is contained in a male species, and egg cell, which is contained on a female species. Realize that gametes or sex cell contain half as many chromosomes as somatic cell. Why do gametes contain only half, no, of chromosome? Because realize that sperm and egg cell do contain 23 chromosomes only. So when these two things, sperm and egg cell, fuse together, we can form a two pairs of 23 chromosome. Therefore, we have 46. No? Yun itawag somatic cell that will undergo cell division for the growth and development of the zygote going to the fetal stage up until birth hanggat sa lumaki ang isang species. Okay, let us just recall, somatic cell is a non-reproductive cell. Gametes are reproductive cells, specifically sperm cell and egg cell. When we talk about number of chromosomes, in somatic cell, there are two sets of chromosomes, while in gametes, there are only one set of chromosome coming from one sperm cell or another for the egg cell. So these are the picture that showcase the distribution of chromosome. In preparation for cell division, no, DNA is replicated and the chromosome are condensed. It is empirical to think that the DNA needs to condense so that the division or the cleaving of the DNA is much more simpler, no? Ang hirap naman kasi maghiwalay ng DNA kung kalat-kalat yan. So technically, in preparation for cell division, the cell needs to condense first its chromosome so that when the time comes that the separation commence, ay magkakasama na yung dapat na ihiwalay. Each duplicated chromosome has two identical sister chromatid. Each join copies of original chromosome. It is attached along the length of cohesin. So if we're going to look at this one, no, there are two sister chromatids that can fuse and give rise to chromosome. Let us clear that. Chromosome are the X shape that you can see in the picture, pero nakahiga lang siya. So chromosomes are made up of two sister chromatids. So they are called as sister chromatids because they are identical in nature, no? The centromere is the narrow waist of the duplicated chromosomes where the two chromatids are most closely attached, no? So if we're going to look at the picture, there is one sister chromatid at the top part, one on the bottom part, no? And the narrow part are what we call the centromere, no? They are like the waist in the chromosome. During cell division, the two sister chromatids of each duplicated chromosome cell nuclei. The very reason that they pair first in the beginning of cell division is to or if is for the cell to check if the sister chromatids have same characteristics, no? Kailangan parehas na kung anong merong DNA sister chromatid, dapat meron isang sister chromatid because mutation can happen from one sister chromatid to the another sister chromatid. Once separated, no, after mag-undergo ng mitosis, no, they are called individual chromosomes. So if you're going to look at this one, no, first part we have the chromosome, no. The centromere is the waist part of the chromosome, and after cell division, realize that one parent cell give rise to two identical daughter cell. Bakit identical daughter cell? Because they have similar DNA. So kung anong component ng sister chromatid will be similar to another sister chromatid. So at the end of the mitosis, one parent cell give rise to two identical daughter cell. In eukaryotic cell, mitosis is the division of the genetic material in the nucleus, no? Mitosis po yun, no? Pag meiosis, that will be discussed on the next meeting, one parent cell give rise to four non-identical daughter cell. But for now, let us focus on the mitosis, a cell division wherein one parent cell give rise to two identical daughter cell. Cytokinesis is the process in the cell division wherein cytoplasm is being cleave or nahati. No, ulitin natin na cytokinesis is the process in the cell division wherein the cytoplasm started to divide. So if you're going to look at the diagram, no, in the right side, this color orange are, we can associate it to the cytoplasm. No, this is the gel-like structure that used to hold all of the parts of the cell and organelles of the cell intact. So when cell division happens, no, cytokinesis also happens, no, wherein cytoplasm must divide and goes to it constitute one separate sister chromatid. So dapat pare sila no na may cytoplasm because if one daughter cell do not have a cytoplasm, that cannot be beneficial on specific cell, di ba? Napag-usapan natin yung function ng cytoplasm. Gametes are produced by a variation of cell division called meiosis. So if somatic cell undergoes mitosis, gametes or sex cell undergo meiosis. So ayun siya sabi ko kanina, one parent cell give rise to four non-identical daughter cell. Non-identical because they have different chromosome that is embedded within one daughter cell. No? Meiosis yields non-identical daughter cell that have half as many chromosome as the parent cell. So meiosis naman happens in sex cell lang. No? Specifically for the sperm cell, we call it spermatogenesis or formation of the sperm. In female, we call it oogenesis or formation of the egg cell, no? Or oocyte. Phases of the cell cycle includes two only, no? Generally speaking, when we talk about cell cycle phases, there are only two. We have the mitotic phase, or we also refer to it as M phase. And also we have the interphase, no? This is actually the longest one among the two. Let us first talk about the interphase, no? Interphase is the process or the part wherein the cell do its natural thing that it needs to do. Number one, do the metabolic activity. For example, production of ATP of the mitochondria. Ano pa? Usually, dito din nangyari yung growth of specific cell. Dito rin nangyari yung DNA synthesis or creation of another protein in preparation for cell division. No? So, just like what I've mentioned, interphase is the longest part of the cell cycle. compared to mitotic or M phase. So interphase has 3 phases. So for the first one, we have the G1 or first gap. So just like what I have mentioned earlier, in this phase, the chromosome is still unduplicated, no? Medyo malayo pa yung pupuntahan ng cell. So in G1 phase, the normal thing that the cell do is to do different metabolic processes, no? So for example, yung lysosome, kukunin niya yung mga garbage within the cell or i-digest niya. Si mitochondria magpuproduce ng ATP for the cell necessity when it comes to energy expenditure, and the cells started to grow, no? There will come a time that in G1 phase, no, it will now proceed to the S phase, also referred to as synthesis phase. When we talk about synthesis, it is referred to as creation. So S phase is the phase of the cell cycle wherein metabolic activity still commence, no? Kasi connected pa rin naman ito kay G1, no? Secondly, growth also happened in this phase, just like what happened in G1. But the prominent thing that happened in S phase is the synthesis of DNA, wherein DNA needs to be duplicated. So the question that we have in mind is that, sir, why does the DNA needs to be duplicated? You have to realize that in the cell cycle, specifically in M phase, the DNA will be pulled apart on the opposite pole of the cell. Therefore, the chromosomes needs to be duplicated. Hindi pwedeng isang chromosome lang ang meron. Kasi pagka hinila na yan ng mga spindle fiber onto opposite pole, magkakaroon tayo ng aberration, no, kapag iisa lang ang chromosome. Pag sinabi natin aberration, there can be a genetic disorder that specific species manifest if they lacked specific number of chromosome. Okay, so may mga disease that can be associated to pwedeng lack of chromosome, pwede namang abundance or sumobra naman yung chromosome na meron ka. So realize that in interphase, specifically in S phase, chromosome is being duplicated or DNA is being synthesized. In the next phase of the interphase, we have the G2 or second gap or gap 2 phase, no? Ganun pa rin ang nangyari. Metabolic activity happens, no? The mitochondria still produce ATP. The different organelles still do their processes, and then growth of the cell also happens. And in this phase, no, G2 or gap 2 specific phase wherein the cell prepare itself for the next part, which is the shortest part, the M phase or the mitotic phase. No, realize that there are what we call checkpoints. No, checkpoints to consider, and checkpoints that each specific interface part or processes have their own specific things that the cell needs to do. No, in general, or to summarize it all, in G1 or gap 1 or first gap, metabolic activity and growth of the cell happens. In S phase, DNA synthesis or DNA is being duplicated, or the chromosomes are being duplicated. In G2 or gap 2, second gap phase, metabolic activity, growth happens, and preparation of for the cell division. So the cell grows during the 3 phases, but the chromosomes are duplicated only during the S phase. No? S phase lang po nagkakaroon ng duplication. In mitosis, distribution of chromosome into 2 daughter nuclei ang process na tinatawag natin sa M phase. Nulit natin ha. So si interphase yung preparation for the M phase, and interphase has 3 part, G1, S, and G2. But in mitotic phase or M phase, it is divided further into 2, known as mitosis and cytokinesis. In mitosis, we will elaborate it on the next part of the presentation. But generally speaking, it is a distribution of chromosome into 2 daughter nuclei, no? Because we have synthesized the chromosome or duplicated the chromosome in S phase, it needs to be pulled apart on a different nuclei, no? And in cytokinesis naman, which is the last part of the M phase, division of cytoplasm producing 2 daughter cell. Each daughter cell can start a new cell cycle again. Hence, we call it cycle because it still continues. No? The process does not end in cytokinesis. But if the organism seems to lack another cell, magkakaroon ng cell division. For example nga, nagkaroon ng sugat, nagkaroon ng sugat, so merong nawawalang part na cell, kailangan mag-undergo ng cell division to support the missing part of the cell or to support yung nawalang cell, no? Generally speaking, no, these are the process that are involved in mitosis, no? Madali lang tandaan ito, we have PMAT, okay? So yung PMAT stands for prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. So hindi na natin sasama si cytokinesis kasi cytokinesis is another part of the mitotic phase or M phase. But when we talk about mitosis phase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. So let us wrap it up and try to look in this example. So mitosis is conventionally broken down into 5 stages, no? But if we're going to recall the whole cell cycle in G2, particularly on interphase, this is the bridging part of the interphase going to the prophase or the mitotic phase or M phase. So what happens in G2 of interphase? Centrosome with centriole pairs started to move already. No, gumagalaw na, nakikita natin tong part na ito. Centrosome with centriole starts to move already, no? Chromosomes are being duplicated, no? As you can see, medyo madami na yung chromosome number in the nucleus. Also, nuclear envelope starting to prepare itself for the cell division. So in the M phase, the first part is what we call the prophase. There are lots of things that happen in prophase, but I want you to realize that there are distinct things that we need to realize in prophase. So unang-una, let us talk about the formation of the spindle fiber, no? Realize that formation of spindle fiber happens in prophase. So Mark, why do we need to produce a spindle fiber in the prophase? So that this spindle fiber later on will be attached to the chromosome that will be pulled on the opposite part of the cell. Later on, we will examine what part of mitotic phase it happened, okay? So another thing, so first one is the formation of spindle fiber or mitotic spindle fiber. Second thing that you need to realize in prophase is the disintegration of the nucleus, no, in eukaryotic cell. Sir Mark, why do nucleus needs to be disintegrated or dissolved when prophase happen? Inuulit po natin, prophase is the first part of the M phase and nucleus needs to be dissolved because we will separate the sister chromatids away from each other. Okay, so imagine kung meron tayong nucleus dyan, pag hinila na ng spindle fiber into the opposite pole ang sister chromatids, ano mangyari? Hindi sila mahihila ng maayos because there are nucleus that envelope or encapsulate the spindle fiber or the sister chromatid. So hindi beneficial yun sa cell. So as a result, in prophase, lang ulit ang nangyari, formation of spindle fiber, nucleus started to disintegrate, and sister chromatid started to condense, no? Chromosome started to condense from this part. Nakikita natin para siyang spaghetti, no? Na labo-labo. But in this part, in prophase, nag-start na siyang maging condensed part. Bakit nagiging condensed or bakit nagdidikit-dikit? Para nga ma-prepare ang sister chromatid into the next phase, which is the metaphase. Okay, so technically speaking, there are only 4, but in other book or references, there is this pro-metaphase, no? It is just a bridging of prophase and metaphase. But to talk about pro-metaphase, as you can see, the spindle fiber, no, is produced. Nakikita natin yung parang tali. And then anong meron? The centriole starts to move to the opposite pole, no? It can be from top or north and south part of the cell. Pwede rin naman pagkaibang orientation, pwedeng east and west, no? Depende sa orientation. Pero to speak to it generally, centrosome, excuse me, centrosome moves at the opposite part of the, or opposite pole of the cell. And also, ano pa yung mapapansin natin sa pro-metaphase? Nag-elongate, no? Nag-elongate o mahaba ng spindle fiber. And aside pa doon, nagkakaroon na tayo ng movement also of the sister chromatids or chromosome. If we're going to look at this one class, no, the waist or the centromere is located within this part. And in that part of the cell, there are protein called kinetochore, no? So kinetochore are protein wherein that is the part wherein the spindle fiber or microtubules that is made up of protein will be attached. Okay? In preparation for the next part, we have the metaphase. In metaphase, as you can see, one of the distinct characteristic of this is that the sister chromatids or the chromosomes are aligned at the equator of the cell, no? Or at the middle of the cell, no? Ano nakikita natin sa metaphase? They are aligned ng maayos, no? So pag nakita tayo ng sa microscope, for example, ng cell that are aligned na nasa gitna, that is known as the metaphase phase of the mitosis. Okay? So, yun ang pinaka-distinct pag metaphase. The chromosomes are aligned in the equator of the cell. Okay? And ano pa mapapansin natin? The spindle fiber is now connected at the kinetochore of the sister chromatid or chromosome. So, kinetochore class, di ba? Zoom natin. Dito yung chromosome, sister chromatids 1, sister chromatids 2. So, meron tayong centromere dyan. And centromere is connected to the spindle fiber with a protein called kinetochore. Doon siya mag-a-attach sa kinetochore. Okay? So, there will come a time that after alignment, in anaphase, the daughter chromosome or the sister chromatids started to be pulled away from each other, apart from each other. So, Mark, why do the cell needs to why do the sister chromatids needs to be pulled apart, no? Since this is a cell division, we have to divide them, and with the help of the spindle fibers, those two sister chromatids are now migrated to the different parts of the cell, no, on the opposite part of the cell. So that is anaphase, no? The distinct feature in anaphase that the sister chromosomes are being pulled away from each other, no? In telophase part, ano makikita natin? One of the distinct characteristic in telophase is that after the sister chromatid started to be pulled, ano nangyari? No? Chromosome started to decondense, no? Na from being condensed, nagiging bumabalik ito sa normal phase. And ano pa nakikita natin in the picture, no? Nucleus also started to form, no? Nucleus started to form, and together with the nucleus also start to form, no? In eukaryotic cell, nucleus is very essential because it protects the DNA. And imagine, kung wala nagpaprotect ng DNA, sayang yung magiging cell division because maaring maging or masira lang yung DNA kapag wala tayong nucleus sa eukaryotic cell. So, it is logical to think that in telophase or telophase, which is the last part of the PMAT, nagkakaroon na ng formation of nucleus and nucleolus. And the DNA started to decondense. In the cytokinesis, ano nangyari sa cytokinesis, no? Kailangan parehas na may cytoplasm, yung two cell, no? And cleavage furrow started to form also, no? Sa telophase, no? Makikita natin meron diyang gap between one nuclei to another nuclei of the cell. So, we have the and the cytokinesis. So let us recall, no, try to recall all of the different stages. So number one, can you name the stage of the cell division during and between the mitotic defense? So number one, we call to it or refer to it as interphase. For the second one, ano kayang part ito? No, for the second one, we call it as prophase. Very good, no? Because spindle fiber starts to be formed, and ano nangyari dun sa DNA? DNA started to be condensed, no? With the help of the different protein like histones. Ano kaya itong number 3? For number 3, as you can see, the prominent characteristic is they are at the equator of the cell. Therefore, we refer to it as metaphase. How about the fourth one? The fourth one is known as in anaphase stage because the sister chromatids are pulled away from each other and migrate to the opposite pole. For the fifth one, we refer to it as telophase because as you can see, meron ng dalawang na form na nuclei and also start na rin ma-form yung nucleus. And for the sixth one, we call to it a cytokinesis because meron ng cleavage furrow, no? Na naghahati sa isang nuclei to another nuclei. In mitotic spindle, is very essential because it is the prime mover, no, of the sister chromatid. The mitotic spindle is a structure made up of microtubule or a protein and control the chromosome movement during mitosis. In animal cells, assembly of spindle microtubule begin in the centrosome, the microtubule organizing center, wherein it is being formed. The centrosome replicates during the interphase, forming two centrosomes that migrate to the opposite ends and the cell during the prophase and metaphase. An aster, a radial array of short microtubule extend from each chromosome. So aster kasi class, if you're going to observe the structure, para siyang star, no? Yung itsura niya. Ayun yung aster. Okay, so that is the mitotic spindle fiber. Each sister chromatid has a kinetochore. So if you're going to look at this one, ito sabi ko kanina, meron tayong isang sister chromatid, another sister chromatid, and the protein that used to connect to the spindle fiber is the kinetochore. So that is the kinetochore. Okay? Kinetochores are protein complexes associated with the centromeres. So again, if you're going to look at the anatomy of the sister chromatid or the chromosome, no, yung pinaka-waist ay tinatawag natin centromeres or the center of the chromosomes. During the prometaphase, some spindle microtubule attach to the kinetochores of the chromosome and begin to move to the chromosomes. At the metaphase, the chromosomes are lined up to the metaphase plate and a plane midway between the spindle two poles. So itong tinatawag natin equatorial plate or equator of the cell, we also refer to it as a metaphase plate, no? So in cytokinesis, in animal cell, there is a process called a cleavage furrow formation, no? So if you're going to look at this one, to separate one nuclei to another nuclei, in animal cell, cleavage must form. The first sign of cleavage is the appearance of cleavage furrow. So merong konting shallow depression or groove that will be formed to the cytoplasm of the two cell para nga ma-divide yung two nuclei. Cleavage furrow, a shallow groove in the cell surface near the old metaphase plate. If animal cell do contain cleavage and cleavage furrow formation, in plant cell we have cell plate formation. No, cell plate are formed during the cytokinesis to separate one plant cell to another plant cell. Okay, so these are the look or the microscopic picture of the different phases of mitosis. So hopefully you will observe this or you can observe this in our PETA number 2, microscopy and onion root tip mitosis experimentation. So for the first one, we have the prophase. Why do we refer to it as prophase? Nucleus started to disintegrate, nucleolus also started to disintegrate, and chromosomes started to be condensed. No? For the prometaphase, as you can see, ano makita natin, no? Very distinct na din yung formation ng sister chromatid or ng chromosome. That is the prometaphase. And nag-start ng kumabit si si spindle fiber sa kinetochore. In the metaphase, no? Ano ma-observe natin? Sir Mark, wala naman po yun sa equator. No? Theoretically speaking, all of the picture that I have showed you are in the middle, exactly at the middle. But realize that no, in practicals, hindi siya talagang makikita sa gitnang-gitna, no? You have to use your common sense, your logical thinking for you to observe or to find specific metaphase phase in the onion root tip. So as you can see in the third part, no? Sir Mark, paano po naging metaphase yan? Because it is located in the equator. And if you're going to compare prometaphase and anaphase, the metaphase in the picture are the one that is most or closely linked to the metaphase picture that I have showed you earlier. Generally speaking, they are in the equator of the cell. In the anaphase, ano makita natin? It started to move at the opposite pole, no? With the help of the spindle fiber that pulls the sister chromatids away from each other. In plant cell, there is a formation of cell plate, no? But in animal cell, there's a formation of cleavage or cleavage furrow. Okay? So cell cycle control system, there are this term called checkpoints, no? If you are familiar with different games, no? For example, Super Mario, for you to be able to go from one stage to the another, you have to undergo checkpoints. And for example, you become or you died in specific stages, you will go to specific cell, no? If the cell uh, halt or stop on a specific part, there is this control system that acts as a checkpoint on each part. So earlier we have mentioned that there are only two parts of cell cycle, the M phase and also the interphase. No, the cell cycle appears to be driven by specific chemical molecules. So realize that chemical molecules are the markers of the cell for the cell cycle to commence. Second, signal in the cytoplasm of the fused cell cause both nuclei to enter the same phase of the cell cycle. So again, cytoplasm plays a crucial role in the cell division because there are specific signals. Aside from chemical molecule, there are signals that the cytoplasm cue to make the cell division even more possible. The sequential events of the cell cycle are directed by the distinct cell cycle control system, which is similar to a clock, no? If we're going to have an analogy, there's specific timing for each part of the phase in the cell division. But just like what I have mentioned, although there's specific timing, there are also factors that we need to consider. That includes, just like what I have mentioned, the signal in the cytoplasm plus the chemical molecule or the presence of the different chemical molecules. The cell cycle control system is regulated by both internal and external control. No? Very basic homeostasis. The cell cannot go or undergo cell division if there's an aberration that happens inside of the cell and also outside of the cell. Okay? So that is the basic or common thing that you need to consider. There are external factors or control that needs to be considered. For example, the neighboring cell, ano ba, magmamitosis na yung isa. The neighboring cell needs specific molecule, no? And kailangan sa specific cell. There are tendency wherein vacuoles needs to be formed, specifically transport or secretory vesicle needs to be formed to help neighboring cell to undergo cell division. For example, yung cell na yun mas kailangan yung division compared sa cell na meron tayo ngayon. So, technically, the nutrients or other chemicals needs to be given to the priority cell. The clock has specific checkpoints where the cell stops until a go-ahead signal is received. So, just like what you can see in here, the process of cell cycle, no, from G1 or GAP1, S phase, GAP2, and M phase, meron yung specific na checkpoint, no? For the cell to realize that it needs to go or undergo specific phase. Sir Mark, what will happen if the cell do not achieve specific requirement and yet it proceed to the next part? So doon tayo nagkakaroon ng different aberrations or aberria in cell. Doon na nag-aaris yung different diseases, no? That can be linked to genetics, no? Yung mga sakit na may kinalaman sa genetics. Kaya nga mahalaga yung different checkpoints so that the cell can check if specific requirement have been met by the cell itself. Meron tayong regularization that happens within and among the cell itself. The cell cycle clock. No, there are two types of regulatory proteins that are involved in cell cycle, known as cyclins and cyclin-dependent kinase or CDKs. Cyclins are named for their cyclical fluctuating concentration in the cell. So cyclins, if we're going to look at the graph rather, ang kanyang itsura ay up-down motion. Usually ganyan nangyari, no? Because specific molecules is essential for each part of the cell cycle. The activity of CDK or cyclin-dependent kinase rises and falls within the changes in the concentration of its cyclin partner. CDK must be attached to cyclin to be activated. So if we're going to look at it, CDK needs cyclin and cyclin needs CDK for a specific part of the cell cycle to happen. So one must be there or present for the other to perform specific function. No? MPF or maturation promoting factor is a cyclin CDK complex that triggers a cell passage past the G2 checkpoint into the M phase. So just like what I've mentioned, kung wala tayong cyclin at wala tayong CDK, wala tayo mapoproduce na MPF. And realize that MPF is essential for the cell to go to G2 checkpoint to M phase. Inulit natin ha. Cyclin needs to be associated to CDK or cyclin dependent kinase for the MPF to be produced. And MPF is very essential in cell cycle. The peak of MPF activity correspond to the peak of cyclin concentration. MPF acts both as a kinase and indirectly through the activation of kinase. So these are the picture that I want you to familiarize yourself with. No? Again, the purple one is the cyclin. The orange one is the CDK or cyclin dependent kinase. As you can see in the M phase, anong makikita natin lagi pag M phase? There's an increase of CDK and cyclin because these two things needs to be fused together for this for this enzyme rather, or molecule to help the cell undergo mitosis. And ano mapapansin natin? After M phase happens, there's an influctuation or efflux, no? There's an efflux o pagbaba ng CDK, yung color orange, and cyclin, yung color purple. Kaya, ano mapapansin natin, no? If this is the whole cycle, the trends tell us that the cyclin needs CDK for specific things to happen, specifically the mitosis phase to happen. No? Molecular mechanism that helps regulate the cell cycle are the cyclin and the cyclin-dependent kinase. So when these two things are formed, this can produce a maturation promoting factor that is essential in M phase. Okay? So there are also stop and go signs, no, that the cell needs to be aware of for it to undergo specific process, specifically the mitosis. Many signal registers at checkpoints came from cell surveillance mechanism within the cell. So checkpoints also register signals from outside of the cell. So realize that there are also external factors or outside factors that affect the cell cycle. Hindi lang yung presence of cyclin and cyclin dependent kinase molecule ang mahalaga sa cell. No? Outside of the cell or outside factor also plays a crucial role on how does the cell stop and go on specific part of the interface and also the M phase. The three important checkpoints are those that we have mentioned earlier, no? The G1, the metabolic activity, and also the normal happenings of the cell. The G2, or the bridging gap from the interface to the M phase, and most especially the M phase or mitotic phase wherein the chromosome is being pulled apart and two identical daughter cells is being produced. For many cells, the G1 checkpoint seems to be the most important because technically speaking, ito yung pinaka-beginning, no? If a cell receive a go signal at the G1 checkpoint, it will usually complete the S and G2 and also the M phase for the division. So hanggat di ka nag-undergo ng G1, technically you can undergo the S, G2, and M phase or the succeeding event. If the cell does not receive a go signal, it will exit the cycle switching into a non-dividing state called G0 phase. So again, if a cell does not have number one molecule that is essential for the signal, for the cell division to happen. Second, there are environmental factors that affect. It will now go to G0, no? So ano nangyari sa G0 or gap zero phase, no? In this phase, the cell do not divide, no? Unlike the normal route, in this phase, the cell do not divide. So some example of this includes our neuron or nerve cell, no? As we age, no, there's a deterioration or bumababa ang production or pag-produce or pag-divide ng ating neurons or nerve cell. Now, an example of an internal signal is that cell will not begin anaphase until all chromosomes are properly attached to the spindle of the metaphase plate. So that is one internal signal, no? Aside sa molecule at saka outside factor. This mechanism ensures that the daughter cell have the correct number of chromosomes so that mahalaga kung nakakonekta na ba yung sister, yung kinetochore sa spindle fiber. Realize that there are also experimentation that we can associate on the said mechanism. No, external factor that influence cell division includes specific growth factor. In this experiment, what can we observe? No, growth factor are released by a certain cell and stimulate all of the cell division processes. No, in our example, we have the PDGF or platelet derived growth factor. It's made up of blood cell fragment called platelets. No, in PDGF, it is required for the division of the cultured fibroblasts. So fibroblasts are a connective tissue, specialized connective tissue. In density-dependent inhibition, crowded cell will stop dividing. So realize that if specific cell, number one, do not contain a growth factor in our experimentation, the PDGF. So I want you to observe the picture in the left side. In the right side, there are cell that have PDGF or platelet-derived growth factor, and in the left side, there are those cell that or fibroblasts that do not contain PDGF. So what can we observe? With the help of the growth factor, cell division commence, and as you can see in the picture, the right side with PDGF, nagkaroon ng cell division. On the left side naman, nawala or hindi nag-continue yung cell division. These are the effect of the growth factor, which are external factor in the cell cycle division, no? And also the density dependent inhibition, no? Kapag sobrang dami, minsan humihinto na yung production ng cell or cell division. Most cell also exhibit anchorage dependence, no? To divide. They must be attached to substratum, no? They need to be attached to one specific layer for them to, or for the cell to undergo cell division. Density-dependent inhibition and anchorage-dependent check the growth of the cell at an optimal density, no? So if you're going to look at the picture, ano makikita natin? Anchorage-dependent cell requires surface for the cell division to commence. And if there are so much density within the part of the organ or tissue, what will happen? The cell will not divide because number one, it does not have any part wherein it can anchor itself. Kasi nga anchorage dependent siya. So kailangan niyang dumikit muna or kailangan niyang mag-attach sa isa. So kung wala siyang kakabitan, cell division will not commence. No, that is the whole process in the part A. That is the normal process of the cell division, specifically in anchorage dependence. But realize that there is this thing called abnormal growth in a cellular level. We call it cancer cells. No? Cancer cells exhibit neither type of regulation of division, meaning they do not need specific molecule or they do not need specific external factor for it to undergo cell division. They grow or cell divide rapidly. No? Trigger warning, we are talking about cell or we're going to talk about cancer cell. So please have an open mind. So cancer cell do not heed the normal signals that regulate the cell cycle. Just like what I've mentioned, there are molecules that they do not need. Second, there are external factors that they do not also follow. No, they do not stop dividing when growth factors are depleted. Cancer cells do not need growth factor to grow and divide. They make their own growth factor, no? Nakakatakot. They convey a growth factor and signal without the presence of the growth factor. They may have an abnormal cell cycle control system and realize that cancer cell acquire the ability to divide indefinitely or undergo transformation. No? Kung ang normal cell, meron pa siyang inahantay na mga molecule, si cancer cell wala na siyang pake doon. As long as cancer cell siya at kaya niya mag-divide, magdi-divide siya. Cancer cells that are not eliminated by the immune system form tumors, masses of abnormal cells within other normal tissue. So if abnormal cell remain only at the original site, the lump is called benign tumor. Ulit natin ha. If abnormal cell remain only on the original site, the lump is called benign tumor. So ito yung mga tumor na usually hindi sila non-cancerous ito. But realize that even though they are non-cancerous or they are benign tumors or benign mass cells or tumors, they do not cause serious problem. But there are also cases depending on their location, no? So for example, they are near one specific organ na mahalaga, no? Ano nangyari? If since this is cancer or tumor is formation of mass of the cell, even though they are benign or non-cancerous, they can push one organ to the another. So for example, merong brain tumor for example pero benign. For example lang ito class, hypothetical. Pero yung benign tumor ay malapit sa mata. So what will happen? This benign tumor can push different blood vessels and what will happen? This can affect the eye kung malapit yung benign tumor sa mata. No? So inulit natin, though they are benign tumors or non-cancerous, depending on location, they can wreak havoc within your system. No? So kapag cancerous naman, ayun naman yung nakakamatay usually, no? Kasi nga maaari itong kumalat or mag-metastasize sa buong katawan. So to cure tumors, localized tumors may be treated with high energy radiation, also with damage to the DNA in a cancer cell. And we introduce specific patient to high energy radiation or chemotherapy, even though they can kill specific tumors or cancer cell, they also target those healthy ones. So what is the catch? Kahit hindi naman dapat target cell, ay natatarget pa rin ng high energy radiation or ng chemotherapy. So anong nangyari? Nadadamage yung mga normal cells. And that can be also a very traumatic experience. The majority of cancer cells have lost the ability to repair the DNA damage when they are bombarded with a high energy radiation. Okay? So ito na yung, if we have benign tumor cells or cancer cell, meron naman tayong malignant. No? Malignant tumors invade surrounding tissue and can undergo metastasis or nagme-metastasize siya. No? The spread of cancer cell to another part of the body where they may form additional tumors. So what can we do, no, to alleviate or also fight this cancer cell? Just like what I mentioned, there are chemotherapy drugs that is administered to the person that have a malignant tumor. Balikan natin ha. Malignant tumor are the tumor that invades the tissues of the system, while benign tumor are just a tumor that are localized, specific, nasa specific place sila, but they do not necessarily affect specific organ. Kapag lumaki sila, doon lang sila maaari maka-apekto sa neighboring organ. Okay, balik tayo. In malignant tumor, chemotherapy is one of the solution. And ang catch nga lang sa chemotherapy, since you need to undergo or kailangan mo duman sa mga different blood vessel, nata-target din kahit hindi naman dapat ma-target na cancer cell. Kahit yung normal cell, just like what I mentioned, ay natatamaan. Side effects of chemotherapies are because of the drug of normal cell that divide frequently. We're going to look at this one. We have here breast cancer cell. Again, trigger warning, ano? So, I want you to take this as light as possible, no? A tumor growth from a single cancer cell. So, meron tayong tumor sa ating breast, if we're going to look at the example. In the second part, the cancer cell invades the neighboring tissue. So, what happens? If there are tissues, specifically if this is a vascularized tissue, ibig sabihin merong blood vessel na malapit. Ano mangyari? In the third one, cancer cells spread through the lymph nodes and the blood vessel to another part of the body, and this can be cause another tumor to another part of the body kapag dumaan ng blood vessel or lymph node. So, ito na yung tinatawag natin na nag-metastasize na yung tumor. A small percentage of cancer cell may be metastasized to another part of the body. But again, even though there are small part, there are percentage, no, that we do not want to risk. In general, I want to say to you na pwede pa ring mahawa or kumalat. In summary, these are the mitosis and the cell cycle. So the cell cycle has two parts. We have the interphase and the M phase. Interphase, it has two parts, the G1, the S, and the G2. In the mitotic phase, we have the mitosis and also the cytokinesis. So that would be all for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you read and study our topic. No, that would be all. Thank you.